Assalamualaikum, greetings of peace. My name is Farina Siddiqui and I'm hosting Community Rockers show for you. Muslim Canadian Media Network talks about the contribution of Muslim Canadians for the community at large, society at large, to inspire more impact, to inspire more meaningful change in our society. Today, we have another wonderful guest with us, and she's doing an amazing job for the community. Her name is Laylo Atkhadojeva, and let's hear what she's doing for the community. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sister Laylo, thank you so much for joining us today, and I can see that how amazingly you're rocking the community and you're making a difference. So tell us more about your project and what you're doing.
Well, nice to be here. Jazakallah khair for inviting me here. Well, the project that we're doing, our organization is called Road to Zero Waste, and the projects, we have two projects actually running. The first one is serving the homeless shelters, like in person. We go with our volunteers. We get surplus amount of donations, food or clothing donations, and we distribute in person. The second one, with very exciting project for me personally. The second one is the community fridge project. Recently,
fridge?
yes, we are planning on setting up community fridges all across Canada, inshallah. So we have already launched the first community fridge. It is in Rexdale Boulevard area at Alibaba restaurant area. So the community fridge concept is just to serve the community, with the surplus food we already have. So, food chains, restaurants, and supermarkets, they will donate their surplus food to the fridge. Of course, we'll have labeling instructions. So, and we'll have labels at the site as well. So they will use the labeling instructions and they will put their food, whatever surplus they have, instead of those foods ending up on landfills, we'd rather share with the community. And anybody 24/7, they could come and open the fridge and take whatever they want.
Amazing.
Yeah, and enjoy the free food and nutritious food, we could say as well, from all those food chains.
That's amazing, mashallah. So tell me a bit more about your background. What's your background?
Well, I'm from Uzbekistan,
Okay,
Al-Bukhari's country. Well, I'm actually a registered nurse. I know it's a little different.
That's a huge shift.
Yeah, I know, huge shift. Yeah, I'm a registered nurse. My second degree is in teaching. I'm a teacher as well. But I have passion in really doing something in this life before we meet Allah, right? I wanted to really give back to the community. What can we do? We cannot only just go, pray, or go halaqas and do all those things. We need to be really involved in the community. We have to show our impact in Canada, what Muslims are doing in Canada, how much we care about this land, and how many more things we could do, as Muslims. So that's why we wanted to do something that will be global, that will help the environment, that will help at the same time all the people who might really make use of surplus food. So we wanted to tackle two issues: environmental issue, global warming, all of those issues, and at the same time, we always want to serve, as Muslims, it's our obligation. We always want to serve, less fortunate, less privileged people. So we wanted to tackle both. So community fridges were the idea, that would really tackle both situations.
And that's an amazing idea, actually. And do you think other communities around that area where you're installing your fridge, you already installed one,
yes,
right?
Yes, we have.
So are they supportive? Are they actually buying into your concept? And
Yes, they are actually. Maybe you watched us on the news as well, like City News. Even they were able to capture one guy coming in and taking some food from the community fridge. And a lot of people, even I stay there sometimes just to observe, yes, there's always some motion going on. Like restaurants come, they put some food on, and I see a lot of other people coming and taking food from there. We never know. Sometimes people might be having jobs, but it doesn't mean they could fully afford nutritious food, because rent is expensive, and bills and everything. So it might really help them. That money that they would spend towards food, they could spend towards their kids, their education, or something more useful. And at the same time, we save the environment from global warming, because as you know, like when we throw all the good nutritious food on our landfills, it creates methane gas, which is very toxic organic gas, and that's the main reason that the global warming is happening so rapidly, because while decomposing and all that food will be always excreting a lot of methane gas, and that is very potent and it's very toxic to the whole environment. So we Muslims should always care about those things. So we thought, why not to get involved? So alhamdulillah, now we started getting a lot of offers, to set up in other provinces, cities. So alhamdulillah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So tell me a bit more about your background. You said you're a registered nurse, so that involves the hospital work.
Yes,
and the patient care.
So
how does this profession inspire you to get into this big of a project, a social work project, a community work project? So how did it started?
Okay, yeah, I thought I'll be a registered nurse. I'll serve the community. It still involves a lot of serving. But then I started one day when I would always shop at Longo's, the Longo's, right? And they would always have on the side some reduced priced items. And we eat organic food and it's very pricey. So we want I would sometimes go and I see so much organic food on the reduced price item. And I would check, they're perfectly fine. It's just it doesn't look that beautiful, or it might have a little bruise on the side, and people are so picky. They're willing to throw it away actually in the garbage, but not eat it. And in my country, in Uzbekistan, food is such a precious thing, it's kind of sacred thing. Allah has given you that risk, you cannot throw it away. Even one piece of rice is left on the plate, you have to really finish it off. It's very precious. And then I started thinking, what do they do with that reduced price item? I went home, I started Googling. Then I see they really throw them all in dumpsters. And it broke my heart. Literally, all that food is perfectly edible, really in good shape. And then I started researching. It blew my mind. $31 worth of food is thrown away every year. That means every single household, they have for example, if you bring home 3 grocery bags, one is always going to end up on the landfills without it being even touched. We just don't notice it. We just don't notice it. Just we buy too much and it goes waste, So we wanted to tackle that issue as well, and also make people aware, because our religious obligation is to never waste any food. It's sinful to waste food. So we wanted to kind of tackle everything in one, so we came up with community fridge idea.
That's amazing. So tell me a bit about your family background, do you have kids, you're married?
Yes, I do have kids. I have 3 daughters.
Oh, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, 3 daughters, 5, 3 and 1.
Wow, amazing,
mashallah. And my husband, he's a correctional officer. He's always hand in hand with me. He's working together, to make a difference. We always go serve homeless shelters together.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and it's so reassuring actually to see young people like you working in so many different ways to make the society a better place for so many of us, especially our poor neighbors and our neighbors in need. So Jazakallah khair for joining us. I hope to hear more about your Community Fridges project.
Thank you so much.
And your website would be on our screen. And let us know how can we support. If you would like to give a message to our audience at the end of this show, please, by all means, if you would like to give a message.
Okay, Jazakallah khair for having me here. Yeah, we definitely kind of inspire, encourage all our Muslim communities, Muslim people who could donate to us, or who could even join our team and bring the community fridge to their area. Would definitely do all the process. You guys just have to work with us. So we would be very happy, because it's Muslim-based project. Would be very happy if other Muslims could join us, because there's power, there's strength and power and unity. So inshallah, if everybody could come together and help us do do more for the community, for Canada, we'll be very, pleased, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for watching Community Rockers from Muslim Canadian Media Network. We were talking to President of Road to Zero Waste, Laylo Atkhadojeva. Please stay informed, stay supportive to this project, so Laylo and her team can spread more awareness and can spread the goodness of the society to the larger society. Thank you. Subscribe to us, support us, and spread the news about us. I'm Farina Siddiqui from Muslim Canadian Media Network. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.